Hello and welcome to the video. Why am I sat all the way back here? Well, it's the only way I can get this thing in shot. This is the OMPHobby ZMO VTOL. Now, for some of you, you'll be looking at this and thinking, hang on a minute, I've seen this before. And you've seen the first version that was on the channel a while ago. That first version I played with about January last year and had a lot of fun with it. However, there were a couple of things that I wanted to change with the way that it performed. I'll get onto that in a moment. And it looks like OMPHobby were listening because they have addressed every single one of those concerns. And this Pro version that's been out for a little while is actually aimed at those of us who like to tinker with Adhere Pilot, who like to change the setups, like to fly things like missions. So I'm going to go through what's changed and what the idea for this little series is, because this has come without any FPV equipment. It has come without a receiver in it as well. So I'm going to have to add that stuff in. And I thought I might as well just show you the process. So if you order one of these as well, it's available with and without all those pieces. If you get one like this that doesn't have those bits, you can kind of follow along and put it together. Now, for those of you in the UK who want to buy OMPHobby stuff, not just things like this ZMO VTOL, but things like the very nice M2 helicopters that I'm a big fan of, go and check out Scotia RC here in the UK. Obviously, in other parts of the world, there's going to be your local OMPHobby stockist. However, I am a fan of Scotia RC. I like Steve up there, and I've been ordering all the spare parts and upgrade bits for my M2 helis from him. So go and check that out. I think he's doing a kind of a pre-buy thing on these. He's ordered a number of these from OMPHobby already. So I'll put that link down below, but it'll be a few weeks, I think, by the sounds of it, before he will have them in stock. But I know lots of us have been waiting for some of the key features in this, so let me stop blathering on and tell you what's different about this one over the first version. Before I get into the detail of what this is, I think it's worthwhile me revisiting the stuff that was frustrating me with that first version. The first version was very much locked down. You couldn't access the flight controller. And I think to stop people messing things up, you know, that wasn't a terrible idea. However, for me, there was a number of things that I wanted to change. First of all, I wanted to change the OSD layout. You can absolutely put your walk snail or your DJI or even analog FPV in here. Being able to configure the on-screen display in terms of what elements are on the screen, but also things like what values are used. So for example, on the version 1, height is measured in meters and speed is in kilometers. I live in England, so feet is used for altitude and it's miles per hour. Things like that I wanted to change. I also wanted to change the forward flight speeds. On the first one, there were only 2 set speeds, and those were selected whether or not the throttle was above or below the 50% position. It had 2 speeds. One was fast and the other one was, cool, blimey, that's really moving. I would have loved to have been able to drop that speed back a little bit so that it wasn't going quite as hot. And of course, because I didn't have access to the flight controller, I didn't have the ability to change any of those things or do any upgrades. And that original one is an awful lot cheaper now. So if you want one of these and you're not bothered about all of the nitty gritty and stuff I'm about to talk about, then that version is a lot cheaper. So if you looked at it and you didn't think you could afford it back then, you might be able to now. Now, these are not cheap. This is still over £1,000 worth of model here, whereas the previous version now is 200 or 300 cheaper than it was when it first came out. So while I show you how it comes in a very beautiful flight case that kind of keeps it all safe, let's talk about what's changed on here. So this new ZMO Pro VTOL FPV airplane has a new flight controller in it. You'll see that in a moment. That does enable you to plug in and access it via Mission Planner. It's running Adhere Pilot 4.3. It has a top speed of about 110 kilometers an hour and it reckons a flight range of about 60 kilometers with about a 60-minute flight time with the recommended battery. Has a new external GPS, so that hopefully is going to help with getting a better lock. And as you'll see, it also has an integrated airspeed sensor as well. So this time, not only are we going to have to rely on the moment-to-moment GPS location to estimate the speed of the craft on the ground, we now have an airspeed sensor. And an airspeed sensor is really, really important if you are doing some serious VTOL stuff. It allows you to much better handle the transitions and the flight. It does support multiple FPV systems, as I said, so you can put your analog or your digital system in here, and it also supports things like Mavlink, DJI video transmitters, walk snail, and others too. And I'll show you the diagram in a minute that shows how you can plug everything into the flight controller. Also includes by default this RV Pilot setup for one-click takeoff and landing, which is a nice idea, and it has a nice modular design, so it's very, very easy to put together. I'll show you that more in a minute. And it does support manual flight mode now, which is fantastic. A plane like this, when it's well trimmed and set up by RV Pilot, will be a joy to fly in manual mode, as well as things like fly-by-wire A, B, and cruise. And it also supports both S-Bus and CRSF protocols, and that's really important for those Express LRS and Crossfire pilots, as well as people who just want to use a regular old S-Bus receiver, or something like the DJI system where you're using the FPV controller and that's going to plug into the S-Bus input. Of course, because it's RV Pilot and it supports Mavlink, then you can use it with lots of different systems. So if you want to use it in kind of a prosumer or a professional capacity, you can, because you can use it with Mission Planner, QGC ground control, and some of those more advanced remotes as well. As I said at the beginning, this one does come in lots of different SKUs. This one is the cheapest of the one without an FPV system or a radio system, but that means I'm going to have to put both of those in. And I think I might put the DJI system in here, maybe the new Walk Snail Pro unit that I looked at recently. Basics on this is again physically the same size as the original, 1.2 meter wingspan, top speed about 110 kilometers an hour, it's about 70 miles an hour. The economical cruising speed is about 25 miles an hour, or about 43 kilometers per hour. It's made of industrial EPP, it's quite a tough little beast, and I love the way that everything is engineered. This is a beautiful model. All of the pieces are kind of aluminium, and they're all beautifully machined, and it goes together great. And the nice thing I like about this is that there is toolless assembly and disassembly using the same kind of latches in the wings. I would like it if the wings, when you connected them, made the electrical connections. However, doing it with a separate cable does mean you absolutely have to make sure that that electrical connection is solid for both the motor control and the servo control out in the wing before you click it home. Also included is a SD card, so this thing is pretty much ready to go. You can plug it into Mission Planner and start doing all the normal stuff you do with any other RV Pilot model. So the fact we have access to the flight controller now means that we can change things like the flight modes, the on-screen display layout, we can do things like mission planning. There is also the airspeed sensor. I'm a little worried, it's a little bit close at the top to the top part, so it might actually be in the boundary layer, but we'll see how that performs. I'm sure they've tested that out. Normally for an airspeed sensor I would want it proud of a leading edge, at least inch and a half away from the body, but we'll see how that performs. But I like the fact that that's there. Full access to the flight modes and tuning, and we're going to need all that because when we do things like connect a radio to it, we're going to have to go through like radio calibration. And then we also have configurable protection for things like speed, altitude, the angle, failsafe, low battery, all the stuff that you would normally do in RV Pilot, we're going to be able to do on this thing now. So stay tuned. I'm going to make a number of little videos about this. First of all, we're going to talk about how you can plug in both an S-Bus and a CRSF receiver, configure them within the flight controller and get that bit working. Then we'll talk about doing things like adding in the FPV system. And then once those are in, we'll go through the RV Pilot configuration, just have a look at how it's done, map things to the way that I like them, and then we'll go out and give it a fly. But I'm really, really excited to see how this is going to operate. The first one flew absolutely beautifully, and it was my first kind of proper VTOL that I've played with here. And I'm excited that this one will allow me to tweak it to fly like I want it to be. But also for those of you out there that looked at the first one and wanted to be able to do all of the customization and tweaks, there's now an option. So if you wanted a VTOL craft to maybe do some kind of mapping or surveillance or those kind of things with mission planning, this is absolutely going to support it. So again, links down below, and also a link up to Scotia RC if you want to do kind of a pre-order for this thing. And stay tuned, let me know if there's anything particular you want to see. There's going to be several videos with this, putting it all together and then taking it out and giving it a good flying. Thank you for spending your time today watching that video. You can find me in all the usual places on social media, and if you're trying to learn about a subject, then check out the playlist. All of my videos are organized into easy to follow playlists that, if you're trying to learn a topic, will take you from the basics right the way through to some pretty advanced stuff.